Hello everyone, I will be reacting to the FNCS program. The reason everything looks bigger is because I have a lower resolution. But yeah, well it also looks pretty fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and see the stuff. Ooh, PewDiePie. Wait, huh?
Get a med miss and then go back to him. Give the
Oh
call.
yeah, he's playing this, isn't he? Yeah.
I picked up that Moss's Vault med miss.
Why is... Okay, well,
Like that at the bottom.
nah.
Right there.
I'll go.
Here I go and get back to
Throw it
Fortnite.
on the cup.
I'll go to full screen. Get a second, it'll load everything up. 3, 2, there. It'll be a second, I'll go and let it load though. Okay, I'm lowering this. I'm not gonna let this lag the entire time. I'll go 720p. There, that'll work. I just gotta wait. See, this is the reason I can't play right now. I did download the update, but I changed some options for my installation, so I have to watch this. Almost there. Okay, it's about to go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, it's in Los Angeles. That's cool. That's a pretty cool intro. Well, yeah. From all around the world. Yeah.
Fortnite fam! Welcome to the 2025 FNCS Pro-Am, coming at you guys live from the Galen Center. My name is Zeke. Joining me here on the analyst desk, it's Vivid, it's Tokata. We are here with a ton of fans. It's going to be a fantastic day. We're about to see some crazy games of Fortnite. there might even be a few little surprises along the way. Vivid, how's it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing, Zeke. From all the way back when this event was announced, to the players getting announced, to the duos getting announced, to the event even kicking off a couple of days ago when all of the entertainment started, then all of the content creation around the event. Shout out to everybody making content here.
That's cool.
It's been great. Vibe's been great.
Exciting. It's been over 5 years since we've had a Fortnite Pro-Am.
True.
And just hearing
5 years.
the noise, the audience, the excitement, before the matches have even begun. Look, we've got a global championship in France later this year, and it's going to be difficult to beat the excitement from this crowd.
I mean, guys, if you guys are in the venue, can you just make some noise for the people at home? Let them know! No, I said let them know! That's without the players coming out. We still have so much hype to bring.
No.
Oh my gosh. Obviously, this is the FNCS Pro-Am. It's a little bit different, right? We just came off major number 2, and now we're taking it to a Pro-Am, bringing together for a reload. It's going to be a fantastic time, man.
It's going to be awesome, right? Obviously, the FNCS circuit, it's included these majors for a couple of years now, but this little bit of a break that we have, right? This extended break between Major 2 and Major 3, filling in with the Pro-Am. Honestly, I love the vibe of it. So far, it's been super, super cool. I even got people here, and I'm like, you guys got to do this again. And we haven't even had the competition yet.
Yeah, creators, pros from all over the world, right? We've got players from Brazil, OCE, Asia, NA, EU, all over the world competing here today.
Oh man, now before we obviously get this all going, why don't we take a little tour around the venue, see who else is here with us. Frankie is standing by in the player lounge.
I am. Typical Gamer just walked ahead of me in the shop, but that's absolutely fine because it's Typical Gamer. I think we can allow that. In fact, it is so busy in the player lounge, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again. So let's try and walk to a slightly less busy spot as I talk to you about how the players are feeling. And to be honest, I think I'm more nervous than they are. These creators, they're used to the spotlight. These players, they're used to LAN. That means it's going to be an incredibly fierce competition. But hopefully, in a few minutes, they might let me grab them for a chat because there are so many big names here. And they really, really want to beat each other to the incredible trophy you're going to see revealed on stage in just a few moments. There's so many friends and family here. And I just can't wait to see who Kelly has got over in the creator lounge, because I imagine it's as busy as this one.
There is a lot going on over here, Frankie, or I should say that I am in the creator lounge right now, although it's looking a little empty, and that's probably because a lot of our creators are backstage right now getting ready, although I did just see Bucky walk across, so some of the creators are here as well. Guys, I am so excited for all of the action. We have 6 incredible games of Reload coming your way, but we do still have a few moments before we get into all the action. But speaking of action, we gotta bring in the people that are going to be calling all the action. It is our 2 casters, Taco and Jacob PR.
Thank you so much, Kelly. 5 years since the last FNCS Pro-Am. I remember me just a little bit shorter in the crowd, watching all the action unfold. Some of the creators that we're going to see today were in attendance for that, and we got so many more.
Yeah, and the ultimate highlight for us, Jacob, is that we have the best spectator POV. I mean, we'll get a chance to peep what's going on with the co-streamers, just a little bit off to our right, but also the crowd. I want to see these guys get loud because there's been so much trash talk, a lot of friendly banter. It's not going to be so friendly once they're on that stage.
Yeah, and I'm going to be looking off into the crowd as the game goes off, as I'm calling all the action to see which side of the crowd is actually the loudest. Is the west side, the east side? Who are they actually rooting for? Because I know I got a couple of my favorites, Peterbot, but specifically Aussie Antics, probably one I'm looking out for.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some mix-ups taking place. You know, streets have been talking for a long time, Jacob. Ever since last night, you can tell who's been grinding, who's been bot reviewing, but I think Zeke and the analysts might have a little bit more to say on that.
Thank you guys. Of course we do, and we'll get on into all of that first. Let's talk about what we're doing here today. So, Pro-Am, what does that mean? Is it an FNCS? It is, but we're not just kind of doing the normal BR situation. We're actually taking it to Reload.
Yeah, in FNCS, we're typically jumping into the main island over there, 100 players, everything like that. As you can quickly see here, we're going to be dropping all the way down to 40 players, 20 duos, and every single duo is going to have a content creator and a pro comprising of that team. Now, of course, the biggest difference here is we're going to be jumping into the Reload game mode, and the biggest thing about
come on.
that is that if you get eliminated, as long as your duo is still alive, you actually jump back into the action.
And that's going to be interesting when you think about the point system. Because if we look at the points, you get 10 points for a victory royale. But each elimination counts as 1 point. So if you get 10 elims, Zeke, that is the equivalent of a victory royale. I would not be surprised if we see these duos playing extra aggressive today.
Yeah, I mean, you look at someone like
Pretty much,
Clearbot,
yeah.
right? Someone like Cold, who are very elimination heavy. They're very elimination hungry. This could be really good for them. Like you said, you don't even need to win a game. If you're just going frag crazy, you might as well just be coming out in first place.
Yeah, I mean, it's super, super cool. Obviously, you know, being in the environment that we are, players and content creators of Ivy days ago, they've had a ton of practice. They've kind of been jumping in the cups. We had a couple of practice schemes yesterday, and let me tell you something. That reload format, the ability to kind of jump back into the action, it created so many fights in the early game. We're going to be action-packed today.
Yeah, not only in the practice games, but also in creative. We had creators 1v1ing, pros going against creators, pros going against each other. There has been non-stop action.
Oh my gosh, we are just so unbelievably excited. But of course, we have to ask the question, are the players excited?
Am I excited for the Pro-Am?
I think there's so many wild cards. Anybody could win. The energy is insane. It's going to get serious pretty quickly.
I mean, we're here and we're ready to win.
I'm very excited to be here.
You've got people here who have almost made grand finals or made grand finals as creators.
I think there's going to be a lot more
Yep,
variance
yeah, there he is.
just
That's
because
cool.
of the mix of the different skill levels.
I think there will be a lot of pressure for a lot of people.
Yeah,
I do have something for
it's him.
It's a chance to see the best players in the world try to carry people like me, so it has a kind of a fun element to it. All the biggest influencers in Fortnite, competitors in Fortnite together in the room. Content being made is just like so much fun.
I can't wait. I'm blessed with a great teammate. Competition looks slight.
Oh yeah, dude, just want to play.
Really well. I think everyone's going to see that.
Anything can happen. It's going to be very, very chaotic.
You have
I remember,
mess with us, please. Free 2 elims on the boys.
Courage JD in particular needs to watch out.
Yeah, Courage JD, did you see me? Doesn't want to do this.
Eliminate Nick 830.
With his
and then maybe eliminate the pros.
When his teammate doesn't want to do it.
going to win this. I don't like what it takes to win.
Galen Center, how about that, your players? Now, these players, they've been talking some wild game, some big game. They're saying they're going to eliminate each other one by one when they hit reload later today. However, I've been talking some big game, because I've been saying you guys are the loudest crowd in esports, and now I need you guys to have my back, okay? I need you to prove me right. So 1, 2, 3, make some noise! It's not bad. It's not bad. It was good.
That's cool.
I think we could be even better. So I am gonna borrow some words from my good friend, Mr. 11-2K. FNCS Pro-Am, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Watching.
Are you ready, Zeke?
Frankie, after that, I am ready. Oh my gosh, you already heard this crowd roar. And again, we've not even brought the players out, okay? Before the cameras went on, we had the players on the stage. They had a moment to kind of set up.
Yeah.
We already started to hear both sides of the stadium go crazy. It is
Sorry about that. I want to flip one so bad.
Yeah, I got rebooted.
You got some fans as well. Thank you guys. Always show love to Kelly. We appreciate that. So guys, what is at stake here? Let's talk about that prize pool. It's a $500,000 prize pool, but for first place, $50,000.
I mean, you know, a lot of people are talking about why are we here? Are we here for the engagements? Are we here to have fun? $500,000 prize pool is a pretty big reason to be here and compete, Vivid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be very, very cliche here, and I'm going to say, yeah, you know, the players, the content creators are going to be competing for the money. Yeah, that's the prize for them. The prize really is for the Fortnite fam. The enjoyment already that's coming out of this event. Obviously, the 6 games we have yet to be entertained by. I think we're the real winners.
100%, but look, it's not just the 500K prize pool, the 50K for first place, but if you do get that first place, it comes with something special, Zeke.
Oh my gosh, we have an amazing and just beautiful trophy. Just a massive shout out there to Thomas Light for creating not only the trophy, but there will also be medals as well. They're the official silverware partner of the FNCS. They're kind of already making trophies in the sports space and now looking to take a step into esports. They've actually already created a trophy for the RLCS, and when the Pro-Am has a trophy, the Global Championships will have a trophy and medals as well.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Thomas Light is literally the official warrant holder for goldsmiths and silversmiths for His Majesty the King.
Oh.
So literally making trophies for royalty, and we have some royalty here as well. Oh.
And, I mean, we got to be honest with ourselves, right? The trophy is what
late.
everybody wants. That's what competition's all about. I personally never ended up earning one. That stinks for me. But the opportunity for everybody here to go ahead and claim that trophy, right? Have it in the back of their setups at home when they're creating content, when they're on stream. That's what it's all about.
And we've got some players here that...
Come on, PC, you got this, you got this. Now. Dang it.
have those trophies in the background. Booga's competing here today, but there's also a lot of creators and players that do not. And today's the day to get one.
That's right. Okay, guys, let's do this. We got to take a look at our lobby list. Who is competing here today? If you missed out on Duo Day, don't worry, we've got you covered. Here is a look at all of the duos we'll be seeing. Now let's start to kind of talk about some of these. Obviously, before everything kind of started and we knew Peter Bob was coming in, everyone was thinking, okay, who's getting
Wizard Fruit, Power Out, yeah.
Could it be? You know, who's going to walk away with this legend of the scene? Turns out it's Aussie Antics. When you pair them together, that crowd, you guys can go crazy, that's fine. When you pair them together, this is a terrifying duo.
I mean, literally the two faces of competitive Fortnite.
Yeah,
Peter
pretty
Bob's
much.
the best player in the world, arguably, Major 2 reigning champ, global champ as well. And then Aussie Antics, who...
Come on, load please, load please.
It does every single viewing party
There.
for every single event ever, and the two of them together. Although
I know I have no views on that.
Aussie, very excited. Although Vivid, I saw a little bit of fear, a little bit concern in his eye, because being able to keep up with Peterbot is a feat in itself.
Well, let's be honest,
Pretty much.
Aussie Antics is not going to be able to keep up with Peterbot. Peterbot is literally the GOAT of Fortnite right now.
Yeah.
He's on one heck of a run. But everybody's like, yeah, who was going to get paired up with Peterbot? On the flip side of that, well, who was going to get paired up with Aussie Antics? I actually think this worked out very, very well. For anybody who doesn't know, Peterbot's been like a 40-plus month sub to Aussie on Twitch, right? So, like, he knows. He's very, very comfortable being around Aussie. You know, he knows how he works. He knows how dedicated he is to the game. This duo honestly worked out very, very well on both sides of the coin.
And I love the way they're playing. We could see a bit of it in the practice games yesterday. Aussie Antics, he's got double chug jug, he's got medkits, he's got shockwaves, grappler, and he's like, all right, Peterbot, go frag out, get as many eliminations as you want. I'll be ready. I've got heals for you, I've got mobility for you, I've got everything you need to get that trophy.
You know, we keep calling Aussie Antics a loot llama, but we saw the practice games yesterday. He eliminated Mr. Savage, so there is definitely some WP potential there.
Oh man, I'm excited, of course, for the duo. Their objective here at the Pro-Am is very clear.
Speedbot.
When it comes to our play style, I'm just gonna key a little bit in the beginning, try and get us some free elimination points, and then we'll start playing passive towards 5 or 6 minutes into the game.
I just gotta stay alive. That's my plan.
Yeah, just gotta stay alive. That's it, Aussie, right? I mean, I love that you guys kind of brought up the practice game yesterday. Having a situation where we watched Peterbot kind of take a fight, was eliminated, rebooted, lands in front of Aussie, and Aussie's just like, hey, here's the stuff. Keep going. I'm gonna keep farming. I can't wait to see how they perform today.
I mean, something we talk about in the FNCS is players knowing their roles and being able to play to the T, and that is exactly what Aussie and Peter are coming into this competition. They have such a good synergy. I really feel like they are, the team to beat.
You know, honestly, we keep talking about how these practice games went yesterday, and it was like...
Wait for it. Now. Dang it. Now.
Yeah, Aussie Antics was kind of farming for Peterbot, but at the end of it, no leaks or anything like that. They're actually going to switch up how it's going to work. They might actually, work together just a little bit more than we were expecting. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of practice and implement that new strategy.
Yeah, and we're talking about support. Aussie Antics, look, I'm gonna give one leak. He eliminated Mr. Savage yesterday in the practice game, so he can still hold his ground.
Okay. Well, guess what? Frankie's actually standing by with the duo right now, so let's get their thoughts on how they're feeling.
Yes, and before we ask them about their game, I need to ask, why is the FNCS Pro-Am going to be won by Reason and Faculty today?
I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just gonna go out there and win.
Yeah, you're going to win, so no one's getting in your way today.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
That's probably the most obvious answer and the question I shouldn't have asked because we all knew it. Now, Aussie, I'm coming to you. What was it like when you were paired up with Peterbot, when the news sank in?
I mean, it's exciting. Obviously, everyone wanted to get Peterbot. It put a bit more pressure on. I started practicing instantly. I was kind of going to gauge how serious I was going to take the event, of which teammate I got. Once you get Pete, you got to lock in. So.
And how seriously are you taking the event?
I mean, pretty seriously. I mean, no one's expecting me to be the.
Come on.
To be like practicing, so I put a lot of time in. I'm feeling pretty good.
Peter, have you been surprised by the firepower that Ozzy is bringing?
A little bit. I thought he would be a little bit worse, but he's definitely gotten better.
Is that because of you?
No, it's not even because of me. I think he just, like, grinded on his own, but I think he's getting better for me.
He's definitely been grinding. We're hearing rumors that more people might be heading your way at Slurpee Swamp today. Have you got a message for them?
I hope people land on us at Slurpee. You know, it'll be free eliminations for me and Ozzy, so.
Pure,
free eliminations. To be honest, they probably feel free when people are actually coming at you primed and ready to go. Ozzy, so you've talked about the fact that you're just going to be a bit of a walking llama for Peter today. But after the test games yesterday, where you did get an elimination on Ali A, are you feeling like actually you might be going more for the elims now, more direct?
We'll see. I don't want to say too much, but.
Oh, come on, dude.
Looking for me as the llama, so we'll change it up a bit. I don't want to keep the strategy like too.
Wait, what?
And I know you're going to put on a good show. Let's head back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Frankie. Yeah, I mean, so we've obviously had a couple days now with everybody here at the tournament. We've had kind of chances to catch up with Ozzy individually, Peterbot individually, and a couple times together, right? And you can definitely tell Ozzy's taking this very seriously. He's really putting in time. He's really trying to refine. And Peterbot is just being Peterbot. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to show up on the show day. Everyone's being eliminated.
Peterbot saying that Ozzy is not as bad as he thought he was is the nicest compliment I have ever heard out of Peterbot's mouth. So that right there is a good sign.
That's good.
Obviously
Yeah.
one-sided there when it comes out of the communication, right? Ozzy a lot more invested into the questions, and yeah, like Zeke went ahead and said there, just confidence spewing out of Peterbot. Every single time he's on camera, he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna win.
People are sleeping on Ozzy a little bit, though, no? I mean, when you're put up with Peterbot, it's hard to kind of make that comparison, right? The GOAT of Fortnite competitive, the GOAT of Fortnite viewing parties, but they definitely have what it takes.
You said the word GOAT there, and that got me thinking. There is a GOAT we have to highlight, and it's someone who's going to be fighting for the #1 loudest duo on the day. It's
no.
JD paired up with Cold. Obviously, if you guys, again, have been watching since Duo Day, you know we had Courage on the show. He was really excited. Finally, they got some time to practice together, and, you know, Courage has been taking this extremely seriously.
Yeah, initially Cold was being a little cold to Courage JD, but once he did finally get the practice in, it definitely looks a lot better. Courage JD, you know, we were talking about Ozzy Antics putting in the work, putting in the practice. Every time I tune into Twitch, Courage JD is practicing with some kind of pro.
Yeah, and I gotta say, you know, Zeke was mentioning, oh yeah, they're gonna be competing for the loudest duo. I'm pretty sure one half of this duo is gonna be entirely carrying that loudness. I'll let you guys at home kind of decide who that's gonna be right there. But yeah, to bring up Kelly's point right there, the practice that Courage has been bringing to the table. It's not only the time that he's putting in, because obviously it's been a bunch. It's actually the quality of that practice that kind of caught my eye. Jumping into lobbies, jumping into creative with other professional players, even ones that are actually competing in the event. Like I saw that he had a great session with Venno himself, right? A little bit tips and tricks there about how to fight box to box. So great job by Courage to go ahead and jump into the action.
Yeah, and also the vibes. I mean, this morning Courage was, I would say, the first one in the practice lounge. And he came, he had 3 bananas, 2 waters, 3 granola bars, and it was all for Cold. He said, my duo has got to be ready to compete today, so I think they definitely got what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, he's a character, right? Of course, him being basically the last one out last night during the practice hours, like, I cannot wait to see Courage compete. He did have some quotes in that piece that we showed earlier. I believe he said he was going to eliminate Cypher PK,
Nick A30,
Nick A30, and then some of the pros.
Maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah. And of course, during the Duo Day, he was the self-proclaimed 2025 FCS Pro-Am champion, so we'll see how that goes today.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of possibilities, Takada. I do think that Courage JD may have made a few enemies, though.
Definitely made quite a few enemies. You can even think, I'm gonna take you back, okay? 2018, the Fortnite Pro-Am. Courage actually got 2nd place. And, you know, Cypher was talking about it. He competed back in the day. Also, Ali A, who got 5th. And Courage was like, you know what? As long as I place higher than Ali A, I'll be happy with that.
That was a long time ago, Tokata. That was a long time ago. But, you know, look, this duo is perfect for each other, right? Like, Obviously, the quiet nature of Cold, who's going to be kind of slipping in and out of fields, eliminating players.
True.
Courage being that loud voice to distract people. I mean, you know, why don't we just hear what they have to say?
The best content creator with Fortnite Pro-Am.
I got my player. I know my player.
Go ahead. Who is it?
Cypher PK.
If that's not an indication we've been having a lot of fun this weekend, I don't know what is. Very excited to see how these guys compete. You know, obviously, Cold is Cold. So, you know, we kind of have touched a lot on Courage and how much work he's been putting in, but Cold is a very difficult individual to stop once he gets going.
I mean, Major 2 reigning champ. He every time we see these like stats of who has the most damage, it's between him and Peterbon who's fighting for first. Absolutely an incredible fragger. Definitely a threat to the rest of the lobby.
Sure. Incredible performance in Major 2 from Cold. Best damage ratio over the course of 12 games against other professional players was seriously a feat. Obviously, that's the crazy thing, right? When we think about, you know, how well they play in majors, it's always against other professional players. Throw in content creators in the mix, you're one of the best fraggers in the game. Being Cold, woo, it's gonna be scary.
Hey, 3-time FNCS champ. I mean, look, they're joking around, they're having fun, but I think when that first game starts, they're gonna be locked in. They're gonna be focused, and they're gonna do a great job.
I'm curious to see where they're at right now. Frankie is standing by with the duo. Let's get their thoughts on the Pro-Am.
Well, Cold was 14 years old when he won his first FNCS major finals. Courage is 31, and he's hoping he's going to get his first title today. And you brought the bananas. What's this all about?
Yeah, it's important to have fruits, keep your blood sugar high. I'm gonna have 2 bananas per game, which will equate to 12 bananas by the end of this. And I think if I get 1 elimination per banana, we'll be in a good spot.
Who are you going to eliminate, though? Who's the easiest?
I mean, how long do we got? Cypher PK, we were fighting earlier, easy eliminations. Peterbot hasn't even warmed up, not worried about him anymore. Typical gamer might almost be 50, so his reaction time isn't, and I got Cold as a duo, so what am I worried about?
You do have Cold as a duo. The weird thing is, I would have thought it'd be him with the back injury after the test games we played yesterday because he was carrying you quite a lot. Cold, how are you feeling about your partner? He's been grinding more than anyone in this entire building.
He has. I can tell he really wants it, and like he wants to do well in this, so I'm gonna do my best to give him what he wants.
How long have you been able to practice as a duo? Because I mean, you had the Major 2 finals not that long ago.
To practice for this?
Yeah.
Not much practice coming from me, to be honest, but I got courage for that, so.
Well, you did have a little bit of trouble. You're dropping south of booming base, and unfortunately for you guys, malheureusement, the French are going there too. What's the tactic for dealing with them today? Because they gave you a lot of trouble yesterday.
There is going to be no dealing with them. We're just going to let them do their thing. We're going to do our thing, and we'll see how it goes.
Are you going to do what I call the Mongol strat? Are you going to hide in a bush until the danger's gone?
Of course not.
This man doesn't hide in no bush. Courage, do you think that you've put quite a lot of pressure on yourself with this event? Because obviously you've been grinding, but back at the 2018 Celebrity Pro-Am, you did lose to Ninja. He put you in 2nd place. You say you gave it to him, but I'm not so sure.
Look, Ninja needed to complete his story arc at the first Pro-Am. I love my boy Tyler, but he had to get that win. This time, though, I'm coming for first place only, and if we win first place, I told Cold I'm giving him all my prize money, so.
All the prize money, I mean, 50 grand? It's not pocket change to me, but maybe to this mad, but you could buy an awful lot of bananas with that, Cole. Let's head back to the desk.
Well,
I think they broke Zeke.
I'm fine. Everything is fine. Everything is great. Always a big fan of Courage JD, a true OG in the scene, and of course, I love seeing him paired up with Cold. They both seem in very high spirits. Which I'm excited to see. That means whatever happens, we're going to be hearing Courage JD on that stage.
Oh, 100%. I think that for this duo especially, that they are just here for the vibes, but I think that throughout those vibes, they also just might get a few wins as well.
Yeah, I mean, the approach to the tournament is just completely different. I love how Cold's answer to it. Oh, you know, how much practice have you guys kind of been putting into the tournament? He's like, oh, well, me? Really not much. But that's what I got Courage for, as if, like, Courage is putting in so much practice that it's, like, taking up how much Cold's supposed to practice. Like, Courage has practiced so much for the both of them.
Look, all I know is no other player is going to have more than 12 bananas. Will that actually help Courage? I don't think so, but hey, you know, it's the spirit that counts.
Okay, all right. Now, the spirit of what I would like to see today is someone win their first LAN title. Thomas HD. Paired up with Somerset, which is kind of a terrifying duo. And guys, I will go ahead and admit something to you now. When Duo Day happened, obviously we were seeing the duos announced come together, and I kept, I was going one by one. I saw Thomas HD and Somerset. I thought, oh, that's really cool, and I kind of moved on. Then I had to kind of stop myself and take a kind of step back and wait. Well, hold on, Zeke. Did you read that right? Thomas HD and Somerset?
Yeah, leading up into this event, a lot of people make their prediction lists, top 3, top 5, and this duo is in pretty much every single person's top 5 list. And there's obvious reasons why. I mean, Thomas HG is the best player in Fortnite to never win an FNCS title. I don't even know how many second places he's won. And then, of course, you have Somerset, winner of multiple votes, as well as getting 3rd place at the most recent Milk Cup LAN. I mean, they are incredible competitors, and having that competitive mindset is definitely going to set themselves up for success.
Yeah, this duo is put us in a little bit of a gray area, right? We're supposed to have a professional player on one side, content creator on the other side. Obviously, Somerset, great content creator, but she is just so invested in the Fortnite competitive. I think nobody would bat an eye to call her a professional player in all regards. Like, you saw 14,000 hours streamed, all of that being invested into Fortnite competitive in some way, shape, or form. And not to mention, right, Fortnite is an esport that continuously gets harder, right? Throughout your career, it's just harder to kind of come into it. Everybody's getting better. Somerset is also just getting better, right? Earlier this year, making it into FNCS East, which was a feat for her. So she's constantly getting better, paired up with Thomas HD, scary duo.
They're going to be lethal. I mean, not only making it to East, 3rd place in the Milk Cup, Thomas HD, on the other hand, 4 times he's placed 2nd place in FNCS Grand Finals, one of those being the Global Championship. Now, we did talk with Thomas, talked with Somerset. We said, if you win today, do you think it's going to count as your first FNCS win? Now, Thomas said no, but Somerset, on the other hand, had another idea.
Yes, she said yes, and look, we agree. It still has FNCS before the Pro-Am, so if you win, Thomas, it does count. Why don't we go on over to Frankie, who's standing by. Frankie, ask him if it counts.
Hello, I have got a very terrifying duo next to me. They might look sweet and innocent, but these two are going to have an absolute party when we hit Slurp Rush later. Thomas, when you first played Reload and this map, you must have been so excited because all of those weapons, have you got your name practically written on them?
Yeah, I do. Like, I like using the Mammoth pistol, for example, and the sniper. So, yeah, I like the weapons.
It's kind of terrifying watching the two of these guys play. What was your reaction to getting Thomas?
Oh, I was astonished. I was very excited. I mean, he's literally the Sniper King in absolutely everything. So to hear that, it was I knew we would definitely be.
That guy. Oh no.
You're known for your disgusting aim.
I can't go back.
Tell me, how on earth are you deciding who's doing what in game? Because you've got a very similar, powerful skill set.
I think it's pretty apparent that he's very good with the super long range. I'm kind of here to just support and follow up on whatever he absolutely needs just to get us through to the end game.
Now, you haven't had much of a chance to practice together because you've been separated by the Atlantic Ocean. But from watching you guys perform yesterday in our test games, it feels like there's a very natural chemistry. Is that right? Has it come quite naturally to you two as a duo?
Yeah, I would say it does. I mean, I feel like we bounce off of each other pretty well, aside from me jumping in front of crash pads, but I'm learning as we go.
There have been a few accidents we have seen with the mobility items so far here at the Galen Centre in the past couple of days, so don't worry about that one. You're not alone, Somerset. Thomas, tell me about the off-spawn situation. You are dropping south of Steamy Stacks, but there's a lot of very good duos landing either side of you. So what's the idea here? Are you going to stick around and try and get some elims?
We might be contested, but I'm not sure. I think Seti and Daya was going to land on us, but yeah. We will see. We'll just claim the split we have there, and yeah, we'll just try to make it to end game.
Well, all I know is it's going to be very, very entertaining watching the two of you. Thank you so much for talking to me, and good luck. Let's head back to the desk.
Thomas HD said a word there, a phrase, called out a weapon specifically that kind of just got me excited. Mammoth pistol. Mammoth pistol being in Reload. You throw one of those in the hands of Thomas HD, he's going to start hitting headshots.
Oh, he's definitely going to start hitting headshots, right? We're talking about the Pro-Am right now. I remember when the Mammoth pistol was in FNCS competitive, right? When we were having one of those majors, then it was like, wait a minute, we're running highlight reels of the game, and they're all of Thomas with a Mammoth pistol. This isn't a Thomas highlight, it's just of the game, and it's just all of Thomas. He is just so good with weapons like that.
Look, they're definitely going to do a great job, but some duos are uncontested and some aren't. One of them that is contesting each other at the northwest side of the map is going to be Clix and Lacey against Venno and
That makes
Reddish.
sense.
Now, this is going to be an interesting one, Z.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, on one side, old friends, old duel mates, split up and now having to go head to head. On one side, you've got Reddish, who, again, kind of teetering on that, like, gray area of content creator pro. And then you've got Lacey, who is, like, basically an old-time pro. And he still says he is. Does that count? I don't know, but this is exciting head-to-head.
I feel like a few people would put asterisks onto that FNCS Pro, Clix being one of them. But yeah, Clix and Venno, like you were saying, old teammates, old roommates. They literally played the last FNCS Global Championships together. Obviously, they did split up this year, Venno going back to Europe, but having them go face-to-face, I don't know if there's going to be too much fighting, Vivid.
Yeah, I'm happy you kind of hit home on that, right? I think they're both going to be happy with taking the loot that they get from Steamy Sacks. Pretty big POI for the both of those duos. I want to focus in on Clix and Lacey as a duo. Obviously, in Fortnite competitive, you know, it's very, very important to go ahead and farm your mats up. My only question with this duo, though, are they going to be able to take a break from farming those engagements to go ahead and get a couple of materials, right? Are they going to have too much fun with the event, or are they actually going to try to win?
Definitely going to be farming Clix. Mats, on the other hand, that's the issue. If we think about how both of these duos play, Clix and Lacey, I was watching some streams. Lacey's like, I'm the IGL. I'm the pro. I'm the IGL. Clix is like, what do you mean? No, I'm the pro. I'm the IGL. Lacey's like, no, 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 no. So they're kind of going back and forth, but I do think they will lock in when the time comes. Now, on the other hand, Venno and Reddish, they are locked in. One of the first in the practice room. Venno's gonna be IGL.
I'm probably gonna
I'm excited to hear
like,
from this next
stop
interview.
this
Frankie's standing by with both duos. Let's go on over.
for now.
Thank you so much.